Today we're going to make the best breakfast potatoes, and here's the Pioneer Woman things you will need to make this recipe. I use this for my olive oil, so you need olive oil for this recipe. You of course need her cutting board and signature knife, and you'll need her wood turner to kind of mix in the potatoes. You'll need her 1 tablespoon measuring and half a teaspoon measuring, her 1/4 cup, this is kosher salt, so you need kosher salt for this recipe, so it's her salt cellar, and then her fresh ground black pepper. And you'll need 2 of these half sheet cookie sheets, and you will need 2 pot holders. You'll need, how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna need at least 4 of these ramekins, but you can use however many you want to. If you buy them online, it's like 6 or 8, so it gives you plenty. You will also, well, I like to split mine up, so I use 2 big bowls to put the potatoes in. I go ahead and separate them because they're going to go on 2 different pans anyways. And then you'll of course need oven mitts. But that's all you're gonna need for this recipe. So for this recipe, these are all the items you will need. You'll need 5 pounds of red potatoes. I just buy them in the bag. 1 large onion. I use yellow just because I like the sweetness. 2 green bell peppers. 2 red bell peppers. 4 garlic cloves, and obviously we're going to mince those and chop up the onions and bell peppers. You need 1/4 cup of olive oil, and you will need 4 tablespoons of butter. That's about half a stick. You'll need 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. Okay, this is where it's different. You need half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but however that is very spicy, so I'm going to substitute that with this Slap Your Mama. I like the name of it too. Makes me laugh every time. And then you'll need kosher salt and black pepper. And that's the food items you need to make these best breakfast potatoes. Since we are eating the skins of the potatoes, of course you want to get them good and rinsed off. Alright, so I'm down to my last potato. And all I did was every time I would chop one, I'd put it in this bowl and the next one that bowl. And that way I don't have to worry about exact measurements. Hopefully I've got it down pretty good. But all I did was slice it into 3, and then I slice them down the middle. And then depending how big they are, I do it 3 or 4 times. And then just drop them in the bowl. And the potatoes are done. And like I said, I just did 1 potato, put in that one potato, put in that one, and vice versa, so that way it's pretty much in the middle. And now it's the onion's turn, so I just sliced it in half, so then that way one goes in this bowl and one goes in this bowl. I'm gonna work on one right now. I'm gonna chop it in half, and we want larger chunks, so we're just gonna do it this way and throw it in the bowl. Ooh, I hate cutting onions. My eyes are already watering. Whew. And we're just gonna do the same to the other onion and throw it in the other bowl. All right, and now we are moving on to the bell peppers. I already cut up 1 of the red bell peppers and put it in the bowl. And we are also going to cut the green bell peppers the same exact way. Alright, so all I did was mince up 2 of the garlic cloves at a time, and then I went ahead and added the other one to the other bowl. Now I'm going to add this one to the second bowl. Alright, and now we are down to the butter, and all I did was kind of cut these tablespoons a little bit just so I would make my mark. And I also preheated the oven to 425 degrees. And I've let this butter sit out just to make it a little easier to melt. And I'm going to use 2 of these ramekins. I always do the 2 end ones together because the first one might be a little bit bigger and the last one a little bit smaller, but together they make 2 tablespoons. And then we're gonna do Slice up 2 more. And we are going to get these into the microwave and get the butter melted. And while the butter is in the microwave, I'm going to take my 1/4 cup of olive oil and just drizzle it on top. And I'm going to try to do it halfway. Let's see how good I do this. Voila! So here is the melted butter, and I'm going to pour this into this bowl. And the other one is microwaving right now, and I will pour the other one into the other bowl. Alright, so I went ahead and measured out the cayenne pepper, or slap your mama, and seasoned salt separately to put into each one. And of course I like to pre-measure before I start cooking because no need for that extra drama. So we're just going to take, of course, each of the seasoning bowls and dump it into the bowls. And then we're going to take the black pepper and just grind as much as we want into each. I normally like to save this also for the end whenever they're on the pans. And then a little pinch of kosher salt for each. And then now for the fun part. Make sure to wash your hands. You just dig your hands to stir it all in. That butter is not too hot, only because it's got all that cold stuff in there. Okay, so over here I have my pans. I have aluminum foil on them just because I don't want to mess up my pretty pans. And we are just going to dump the bowls, each bowl into one pan. And then I'm going to add a little bit more black pepper, and then they're going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. Now I only have one oven, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to swap the top for the bottom for the other 10 minutes because it has to cook for 20 minutes. And then after that, you take them out and we're going to stir them around and then bump up the heat to 475. So it's been 20 minutes. I'm going to bump up the oven to 475 and we're going to give these a good stirring. All right, I just took these out of the oven. So we are just going to, I'm gonna put on one oven mitt at least. Give these a good little stirring. And like I said, we bumped up the heat to 475 now. And I'm going to do it again where it's 10 minutes, one on top, one on the bottom, and then I'm going to rotate them for the remaining 20 minutes, for the remaining 10 minutes of the 20 minutes. And voila, they are done. Oh, I wish y'all could smell it because it smells so good. These breakfast potatoes are so yummy and easy to make. It helps if you pre-chop everything the night before. My fridge just isn't big enough, but let me know if you make them and what you think of them. And thanks for watching. See you later.